Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Norco, where we're at Sarpy Paperbacks, and I'm sure here we will find our lost brother, we'll have a totally normal reconciliation, and that'll be that. Just hanging out with my android and my monkey, and this dog who is staring deep into my soul. Dog, what is your problem? A stocky pit bull with piercing green eyes watches the horizon with a neutral demeanor. Is that what that is? Listen, I live with a pit bull. This is not neutral pit bull face. And in case you were wondering, she is the sweetest dog who has ever lived. As you reach down to pet the dog, she shows you her teeth and growls softly. Okay, I am responsive to that signal. That does make me a little nervous about talking to her people, but I guess we'll see. Two teens nod and gesture excitedly while bouncing between topics. Where this dog came from, bruh? I don't know. She's been sitting here for a while. You seen her eyes? Well, them eyes are something, bruh. Okay, so it's not just like the art style. They are glowing. They are legitimately within the world glowing. Maybe it's a robot dog, or maybe this dog has had cool cyberware installed. A young man leans against his station wagon while scrolling idly on his phone, his silhouette darkened by the fluorescent glare of the payday lender's sign. Started doing this rideshare thing a few weeks ago. Kinda hate it. That's... No, I'm gonna be more interested. Clearly, dude wants to talk about it. Why? And it pays like shit. Spending hours a day making small talk with randos is melting my brain. Nearly broke an axle driving over a pothole in Hollygrove. This is my grandpa's car. If I trash it, it'll kill me. You drove anyone interesting? There's all types around here. Some guy I drove out to the middle of the swamp. It was like 2 a.m, just asked me to wait. He got out, took off his clothes, jumped in the bayou, came back up a minute later with a bag, toweled off, got back in. Found that to be pretty fucking weird, I don't know. And a while back, I drove some lady out to the medical district. She was an odd one. Seemed kinda sick. Asked me all kinds of questions. Do I ever pick up random signals on the radio? Weird shit like that. There's just all types. I wonder if that story about the man jumping into the bayou and coming out with a bag is going to turn out to be more than texture. Well, let's see about entering the bookstore. Your mom used to come here to dig through the stacks. Among the heaps of used romance novels and westerns, she always managed to find some occult artifact. The owner is also the landlord. You imagine that's the only way he manages to keep a place like this running. Over the years, they've experimented with other revenue-generating schemes. For a while, you could get your phone repaired here. Then they tried selling vape cartridges, then kratom, then anime wall scrolls, easily as dangerous. LSU yard ornaments after that. You remember seeing online they were trying to do some kind of acupuncture thing? But in the end, the schemes always fail, and only the paperbacks remain. God, I love used bookstores. A lot of animals with judgmental expressions in this game. Maybe that's me. Maybe the fact that I'm reading every animal's expression as judgmental is saying something. You wonder how anyone can read in this dim and cluttered bookshop. As your eyes adjust, you see Blake's childhood friend Erica waiting behind the counter to greet you. Kay? And Million, when do you get back to town? I've been in Norco for quite some time. Perhaps you are misremembering, Erica. Weird. I guess so. That's very curious. Maybe Million has been gone, or maybe Blake told Erica something. But anyhow. Kay, you're looking rugged these days, old friend. That's an intense scar above your eye. Okay, I love that it remembers this stuff. I got it before I left town, actually. And the minute you return, you're right back in the mix, huh? I heard you ran into Troy. Wow, news travels fast. That guy, my god, he's such a clown. I was keeping up with your travels online, but haven't seen you post in a while. Yeah, I kind of tossed my phone in the Rio Grande. I respect that. Seems more and more common these days. I've been avoiding my phone as well. Helps that the connection's been so erratic. Been hearing of people chopping down cell towers, tearing fiber cables out the ground, trying to rip the internet apart. She nods into the ensuing silence. You're back because of your mom, huh? Yeah. I'll miss the hell out of that woman. I'm not really super clear on the relationship. Like, I feel like, I guess this is a lot of, like, room that we've been given to sort of fill it in ourselves. Obviously, there was some, I don't know, like, estrangement to some degree with the just, like, up and leaving and then presumably not talking to her for a while. Was it explicitly said we didn't talk to her while we were gone? But also there was that, there were some snippets of things that certainly suggested that the relationship was not entirely cordial. I'm gonna brush off the ability to fill this space and just have Erica do it instead. Oh yeah? I know it wasn't always easy between you two. I was around for some of the arguments. Blake would say she was a great person, but a terrible mom. I just hope you and your brother can find some comfort. You know what, that means a lot. Thank you. Oh, of course. I lost my dad a while back. Also to cancer. He was a mean bastard. Picked up my sister and threw her one time. Ended up giving her a concussion. I couldn't wait for him to die, and when he did, I danced. But as the years pass, I find myself thinking about him more. It feels good to hear stories about him. It's always complicated with this shit. It's never easy. I worry about your brother. Your mom's illness was taking a toll on him. I watched him slip back into some bad behaviors. Yeah, have you seen Blake lately? Well, yeah, I saw him just yesterday. He hasn't been around the house? He has not. Huh. He said he was heading to Floodgate Tavern when I saw him. He may have gotten wasted. I know Gus let him sleep behind the bar a couple of times. Did he know you were coming, Kay? He never mentioned it. Yeah, I kind of figured he'd try to avoid me. Yeah. He can be like that sometimes. I've had to be delicate with him recently. And if I ask how he's doing, he goes quiet. If I offer help, he doesn't return my texts. Ooh, these are both like... I guess I'm in a position to have some idea, but these are both like heavy. He's broken. It's such a... It seems like such a wild and accusatory thing. I mean, like, I know he's not even present, but, like, it feels too mean to me. Look, it's just a front. He wants help. Sure, but I can only try so hard. Look, if I hear from him, I'll tell him to find you. Yeah, that's rough. But at least we know, so we can wait for the tavern to open up. You scan the titles on the shelf. Don't be a vampire. You pick the slim self-published paperback from the shelf and flip to a random page. Another dark and lonely night spent in this cavern of despair, hidden from the daylight. Blackout curtains are all that defer my eternal death. Thought being a vampire would be sexy, but it's not. It's awful for your skin. I look pathetic. Also, blood tastes like bong water. I didn't think it'd be like this. Okay, yeah, that's a bummer. Good advice in the title. Good Hope Cemetery Easement. A carbon copy of a document authored by the St. Charles Parish Planning Committee. The document outlines the parish's intentions to secure a roadway through a 90-meter stretch of the Shield Industrial Complex. This easement would allow the descendants of those entombed to visit the Good Hope Cemetery. The gravesites are currently surrounded on all sides by the refinery. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oops, I just hardcore missed straight missed the menu option that I wanted there. You wouldn't think it would be possible to be bad at a game like this, but here we are. I did it. Was there another? Okay, no, it was just that. Well, let's say howdy to Crouton. So, this here is the illustrious Crouton. We found him behind the dumpster out back licking cardboard. Whatever you do, don't try to pet him. He's a devil. I've got scars all over my hands from this damn cat. I mean, she said, I'm not gonna. I don't want to be scratched by the cat. Alright, well, thanks, Erica. I do hope Erica is correct and that Blake's absence is due to nothing more than another drunken night. My intuition leaves me with a sense that something is wrong. Do you feel it too, Kay? Does something feel strange to you? Huh. Several weeks ago, in the Greater New Orleans Neural Versioning Clinic. Now, what brings you here tonight? So we are Catherine. This is obviously I think she was very straightforward with people, not necessarily like forthcoming, but like I don't think she minced words. What brings me here tonight? I'm dying. Cancer. It's gotten everywhere. There are some things I'd like to leave behind. I understand. And you were referred by Mr. Richard. Duck. That's what everyone calls him. Yes, Duck. We've followed his branch with some interest. Who hasn't? I gather we'll be discussing this in more detail as things progress. For now, let us begin with a simple exercise. I'd like to talk about your earliest memory. It's of pine trees, yes? That's right. Tell me about them. They grew from the concrete. Like sick flesh. Does sick flesh grow? And cracked the driveway is what I'm going to say. And the concrete broke into pieces. They made your father upset. He'd see them and frown. But he'd remain silent. He'd sit quietly in the truck, dissatisfied. I wouldn't say a word. Speaking in those moments made you a fool in his mind. Your father's house. So if Catherine's a person who's like very straightforward, who doesn't mince words, just like says what the situation is, then I think she would find this frustrating. Let's say it was suffocating. I couldn't wait to get out. And that's why you married Blue. Yeah, to have somewhere to go. We bought our little place on Good Hope Street. The whole thing was a mistake. When I told him I didn't love him, it was in my father's voice. I told him I never loved any man. Was it true? Gosh. Probably. The way we're crafting Catherine, probably, right? I mean, there's some version of this where, like, you say it if it's not true to self-sabotage, even if that's not necessarily something you're aware you're doing. Probably not. Or you say it if it's not true to protect something. But I think it was. That was a difficult night for you. It didn't feel real. Why? The sky was an inversion of some other sky. It was corrupted, misplaced. It wasn't a Norco sky. Where was Blue? He sat at the window all night. The east-facing window? Yeah. When you stood over him to apologize, you saw the flare stack of the refinery in his eyes. No, I never apologized. Huh. Oh, wow. That's... I mean, my assumption here is we're being asked whether we want to keep or discard these memories for what gets saved in the versioning system. I mean... She keeps it all, right? I think she keeps it all. I think she would see value in it. I am a little worried that if I click one of these buttons, it's going to dismiss the whole thing. So what is most important to keep? Maybe this, as unpleasant as this must be. Okay, no, we do actually make a decision on each. Yeah, we keep it all. How was it after that, in the time before he died? We circled each other in wide orbits. I'd hide at the center of the house nursing Kay and only leave when I heard him step out. He'd sleep on the couch or next to her crib. He'd sing her old Cajun lullabies, pet her head, whisper to her about his life. And then there was the explosion. Yeah, when the cat cracker blew, they say he fell 5 stories. When we went to identify his body on a Thursday night, I remember the tempo of the streetlights, the police scattered across the East Bank. I carried Kay in a blanket. She never cried. We were quiet, she and I. I think the basic idea of the person as we're constructing her, I don't know that we need to make a decision here. I think it's always going to be keep it all. Tell me about this man. Yeah, I would see him from time to time around Norco. This was many years back. But several weeks ago, Blake saw someone passing by the house. I think it was him. Why? I just do. The robot is no longer there to deter him. Million? Yes. That could be it. So Million was gone. I wonder if Million came back because of Catherine's death as well? What was your first encounter with Million? Let me think. She came to me in the parking lot. Kay was about 12 years old at the time. She knew Blue from his days at the aluminum refinery. I stared for a long time into her constellation of eyes. They swirled in a kind of desperation. I took her home, knowing it was another mistake. You were reckless in those days. I welcomed any trouble I could find. So, I mean, maybe it's just the art style of the game, but, like, this sure looks an awful lot. This makes me feel an awful lot like it's the person that Kay saw, right? Like, in the highway ditch. Not that it could be, but it sure seems like it, right? I wonder if the order that I'm making the decision in matters. Also, that phrase constellation of eyes was the same way we described Million in our heads. So, interesting. What is the significance of this image to you? It's... well, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. It's a sphere. It had followed me in the lake. When? Recently, a few weeks ago. I mean, it could be a drone of some kind, right? Like, very easily. This is where Mr. Richards' branch factors into your biography. Duck's version escaped. Duck's version escaped. A hard fork, an extremely rare instance. And grew into some kind of monster. So wait, are the versions not just like, I assumed that it would just be like a brain map stored on a drive or something. Are they keeping them in bodies? And it began speaking to me through the radio. Told me to install an app. An app? Yeah. I think it has something to do with the thing, the sphere, whatever it was. But so long as it pays, I don't care. I could use the money. The app pays. Yeah. I see. It seems this is the last control point that you submitted. Would you like to include any additional thoughts or memories? Anything not included in the intake form? No, that should be enough. I will now begin disconnecting the sensors. A slight feeling of nausea and disorientation is normal. No cause for alarm. I thank you for your patience, Miss Madare. Another thing that I think makes it make a lot of sense for Catherine to always make sure everything is saved is that we don't exactly know what her deal is, the clients and whatnot, but she sounds to me like a private eye, right? Like, there's that building next to our house that was advertising a PI. It was not our name on the door. But like, she's clearly researching something, right? She has information, so there's a lot of reason that she might want to make sure she's holding on to absolutely everything. Let me look at Catherine's phone. Okay, so quack coin. Any messages? Oh yeah, okay, here's a partial message history with K. I'm fine. In Arizona. Where in Arizona? I don't know. Be careful. It doesn't seem safe to be there right now. I'll call you when I can. Or call when you can. I'm getting worried. Okay? Blake says he hasn't heard from you. There's no timestamps on any of this stuff, though. So yeah, there was a period of very little contact and a period of no contact. Not a huge surprise, I think. Conversation history with Blake. I dropped something off at Perrin's. If you heard from your sister, she said she's okay. Dear, where did my pills go? So she knew that he was taking painkillers. It was a thing he was doing while she was still alive. Which I guess we knew, because he'd been selling them to Troy for what sounds like a while. Ma, he came back around. I'll be home soon calling Uncle Chip, so this is the guy. Blake, can you hear me? Can you come to the living room, please? Something's happened. This is curious. Huh. Messages with Duck. I've already forgotten the name that they used for him. Been a while. Had me on chemo. Blue's waiting for us. I don't doubt that for a minute. Praise the glory of God. Super contacted her. A person named Super. Don't mess around with Super. That thing's got no soul. Is that the... I need the money. Okay, so Super is maybe the name that the version of the guy who escaped was going by? So she was worried about making money mostly for the sake of leaving it to the kids. Don't get mixed up with that thing. I'll tell you now, it won't go how you want it. And then she never replied again. My Direct. Welcome to the Oxnard My Direct medical portal. Verification code. You've chosen to receive online billing notifications via SMS because they still got SMS. She confirms. Bill for $1,500 has been posted. Another bill. It stacks up. They charge interest, presumably. They charge interest. Jesus Christ, a $12,000 bill. I mean, cancer. If you don't live in the United States of America, you may not be aware this looks very normal to me. Says here I need to go to the Curious Duck. Do work, earn quack. Okay, so we did the intro achievement thing already. And in fact, that is all of the quack coin we've ever earned, it looks like. Meet contact at Curious Duck. The Curious Duck is the nearest rendezvous to your location. More information awaits you there. So this is what Super has us doing. Receive orientation at Eagle Janitorial and Paper Supplies in Fat City. Oh, case picker like cosmetics for your phone. You know what? None's good. Case pick. I was like, you know, like for solving cases. It's the quest log, right? So the attendant is either Catherine's not seeing so well on account of everything, or this is like a hologram and not like a very good hologram. Ma'am? Ma'am, are you okay? My eyes are just playing tricks on me, I guess. Vertigo and visual distortion are common side effects of a versioning session. Shall I contact our on-call physician? No, it's fine. Very well. Last name? It's Madair. First name Catherine. One moment. Your head drive is fully synced. You have chosen our silver tier. Your product does not come pre-installed with adware blocking services and is provided as is without warranty. You are eligible for a free sync anytime before the new year. Thank you for choosing the Greater New Orleans Neural Versioning Clinic for your cognitive versioning needs. Yeah, cool, great. I'm so glad we're having such a good time. Wait a minute, so can I see Catherine's thought map? No, I can just kind of like go into my own... Okay. I can receive hints from myself. The unmarked neural versioning clinic is empty tonight. A business of questionable repute, it caters largely to clients of modest means. It keeps odd hours to accommodate students and evening commuters. Online reviews range from lukewarm to alarming. Well, I mean, you take what you can afford, right? The Interstate Expressway traces a scar down Claiborne Avenue from east to west. To the east, the bridge cuts east through the Trem and 7th Ward, like places whose stories should be forgotten and left behind in haste. The pillars still tell those stories beneath the interstate. East, above the Industrial Canal, the moldering strip malls, the narrowed expanse of the lake, the shrimp boats that prowl the black marble waves. East through Mississippi and the winter weeknight darkness, and onward to Florida, where it terminates. And west is the suburbs that Catherine calls home. West is the concrete expanse that breaks clean and sharp at the St. Charles Parish line and gives way to the cypress swamps. Tupelo crowns spire above the overpass, silhouetted by an unnatural glow that leads to Norco. The uncanny smile of personal injury lawyer Martin Smart hangs above Interstate 10. His eternally coiffed hair clings desperately to his head. His hallmark blood-red tie catches the eyes of drivers speeding east. Just a click away, the sign reads. Huh. Just a puppet theater has been installed here? A makeshift puppet theater. The curtains are closed. Maybe I'll come by later to see what this is about. This is taking forever to start. I'm starving. You been to any of these yet? No. What is it? A puppet show. They always start late. I told them I'd help load the gear, so I'm stuck here until it's over. My stomach's gonna eat itself. And all I have in my inventory is my phone. If I had food. A newly refinished Art Deco structure glows beyond the overpass. They turned Charity Hospital into art lofts. Disgusting. I guess we're just kind of wandering? I don't even have a world map, so... There's the entrance to City Hall. A figure sits at a desk overlooking Duncan Plaza in the deepening winter night. He watches the fingers of a cool front animate the tops of oak trees in the. Hey, how do words work? How do you accentuate the words in a sentence? Hold on a second. Let me take a drink. I have been talking a lot today. He watches the fingers of a cool front animate the tops of oak trees in the park. There we go. The air this evening is the driest it's been since spring. He watches the last remnants of commuter traffic leaving Canal Street, the pulsing taillights, the shift workers running toward the bus. He watches an airplane climbing from Armstrong International as passengers look down at the warm glow of the city. The oak trees, the traffic, the frail woman staring from the street. Warm glow and darkness. Wind from the lake. Do we want to go to City Hall? Is that a thing that's... Here we have a man holding a skateboard, scrolling on his phone. Beautiful night, huh? What are you doing here so late? I'm skating the steps. I come out here most evenings. No one bothers you around this time. Plus, you see a different side of the place. What do you mean? How so? People pass through this building at night you'd never expect. You know, the... what do they call themselves? The Gregs? The Garys? I can't remember the name. No idea. You know, the kids that squat at the Promenade Mall. They're obsessed with Ken or John? Nope. Then it probably wouldn't mean much to you anyway. But anyhow, I see them come in and out of City Hall almost every night. Now, I know it's them because my buddy Bruce got wrapped up in that stuff. Before you get initiated, they make you wear these goofy red polo shirts. And then once you're a full Greg or Gary or whatever, you get to wear the blue polo shirt. And it sounds like a joke, and it is, but I don't think they realize it. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff I see around here at night. Why do they come? What would they be doing here? Wish I had a clue. Huh. Alright, hold on a second. What's going on over in the French Quarter? Okay, it's Populous. The Curious Duck. There's a small plaque next to the door. It says Curious Duck. This is the place. I am not ready to interact with that yet. We're still looking around and interacting with absolutely everything. How's your night, ma'am? Not great. I'm sorry to hear it. You wouldn't have any change to spare, would you? I assume we do, and I feel like she would be willing. Yeah, sure, but all I've got is $1. I really appreciate that. Change has been hard to come by this evening. Didn't know he'd be going head-to-head with Sketchy Santa. His sign says he's raising money for veterans. Last night it was for leukemia. Night before that it was for something else. Look, I respect the grift, but he stole our corner. I mean... I feel like telling Beard, hey, you should potentially get in a fight with that dude is maybe not the most helpful thing we could say. But maybe it makes sense for Catherine. She's like, well, you shouldn't let him do that to you? Yeah. I mean, like, I guess also, I may be misinterpreting these. This may be less I'm telling Beard to tell him something and more tell Beard something. I don't know. I'm going to click it either way. Okay, I read it right the first time. Hey, you should confront him. We did. He tried to kill us. Yeah. Huh. With a knife. Wow. It was dull, so it just bruised a little. Well, that's a little extreme. That's terrifying. Are you sure you're okay? It doesn't hurt as long as I'm drunk. So, thanks for the $1, lady. Yeah, thanks for the pain relief. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I was going for. A hot dog vendor sits behind the large plastic cart. He looks up eagerly as Catherine approaches. Oh, hey, hi! He watches Catherine with a silent grin. So is this... I'm Flannel Ass, and these... He makes a grand sweeping gesture above the pot of vague meat. Are my dumpy dogs. Silent smiling resumes for some reason. He begins to pick at the lint that peppers his jacket. Flannel Ass Dumpy Dogs. He nods and smiles. Would you like one? I don't know if my stomach can handle it. I'm not in the best of health. I worry one of these might kill me. No, they're good for you. They're just a bit old. Oh, look, boss says he won't resupply me with more until I sell the ones I have. But the more time passes, the harder they are to sell. Well, how old are they? Business was popping. Like, I was doing really well, selling a lot of dogs back in YX2D. YX2D? That's nearly a decade ago. Yeah. Enthusiastic nodding. Anything else I can help you with? Yeah, I'm definitely not eating any of that. Also, I feel like it'd be really shitty to tell this dude all I have is $1 and then immediately buy a hot dog. Like, just listen in on what the crowd is saying. And that is why Marie Laveau opened a t-shirt and camera shop on Royal Street. That's not scary at all. I paid for a ghost tour. If we're just gonna walk around looking at t-shirt shops, I want my damn money back. This is a farce. What kind of tour guide are you? Well, technically I'm not one, but... Excuse me? Look, my roommate is. Then where's he? That's a long story. I came all this way because the website said it'd be fun. I'm having an alright time. This city was supposed to be enchanting. Anyone trying to score some Molly? I hate New Orleans. Well, listen, at least he is providing a service. You can't argue with that. Well, ho, ho, ho. Santa's eyes roll wildly in their deep sockets, but I've decided he's doing an okay Santa voice. His mouth twists into a smile. How are you, dear? His voice is robotic, huh? There's definitely some electrical fuzz in that. How are you, dear? Got $1 to spare? Help spread some Christmas cheer? I just gave my last $1 away. I just let go of my last $1. What That dollar was for me. Gosh, I sure hope I haven't gotten them stabbed again. Well, bludgeoned, I guess. Alright, we're gonna come back to the curious duck. Is there something of value to do here at City Hall? An armed security guard greets Catherine as she enters the building. He sits on a wooden stool next to a walk-through metal detector. Good evening. Badge, please. Oh, damn. I left it at the house? There are no council meetings scheduled for this evening. You'll need an employee ID badge to enter. The guy out front mentioned squatters in polo shirts coming in and out of the building at night. Look, I don't get paid to answer questions. Alright, fair enough. Okay, let's see about getting into the curious duck, shall we? Door's locked. Well, that was fast. Hold on a second. What did it say in the thing? More information awaits you there. Huh. Can we walk around this side or anything? Small plaque. This is the place. The door is locked and we don't seem to have any ability to... Yeah, it won't let me, like, walk around or anything. Need to get inside the curious duck. It sure seems like it, doesn't it? No bonus for persistence, I see. Well, we can now order a ride. We have signal again. Eagle Wholesale. It is more money than I have to go to Eagle Wholesale. Never mind. I don't know what I would do there anyway. Hey, thanks again, lady. I was kind of hoping they might know something. So you changed your mind? Getting hungry? Craving a dog? Hey, what's with this shop over here? I was told to come by, but the door's locked. The curious duck? Rosie doesn't let anyone in unless they know the secret knock. I know how this is gonna go. So what's the knock? I can't say, sorry. Look, it's urgent. Please? Well, I do need some business. Alright, I'll buy one of these old hot dogs. You won't regret it. Doubtful. How much? Just $14? Is that a joke? Is what a joke? Christ, do you take wallet transfers? Cash only. Well, what if I send some business your way? Then I'll show you the knock. Fine, it's a deal. All right, I have a plan. The man masquerading as a tour guide continues to lose control of the crowd. This city is just one big scam. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to do a little, you know, a little impromptu barking there. Where would I... Oh, there's the hungry guy. The hungry guy at the overpass. Oh, a crowd's gathered. This is taking forever to start. I'm starving. Yep, your stomach's going to eat itself. Hey, listen, there are hot dogs up the street. Do I feel like she's the kind of person who would... I mean, she needs the knock, right? I think she's resourceful. I don't think that she's beyond, like, above lying necessarily. It's just that she's not interested in, like, necessarily misrepresenting things for the comfort of others. If there's something on the line. You know, there are hot dogs up the street. There's a guy selling hot dogs in the quarter. You should grab one. I'm looking to treat myself tonight. These are what you might call vintage hot dogs. They're a finely aged delicacy. Oh, really? Well, that's a bit more interesting. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. The show's getting started. I'll go check it out after it's done. Well, then I guess we're gonna watch this show, huh? crowd has arrived to watch the show. Show's getting started. I should take a seat, it sounds like. I don't really have anything else to do until. I kind of love this. Deep in this cypress hollow I hide. I mourn this evening. My last child has died. They hang hooks from the trees with chicken thighs. They shoot bullets in our heads behind our eyes. It is a curse that I am the last to survive. I was once captured by a fisher fool who called me his own. He walked me like a dog along the sinking streets. He fed me strange plants and deli meats. He even covered me with blankets when I went to sleep. I left on the night of a monstrous flood. The fool has not rested a single night since. He stalks these bayous each night, hoping to see my eyes shine. He calls out a ridiculous name that was never mine. Tonight I will shine my eyes at him. I have a request. Kill the shrimp-catching man who killed my children. Remove his head. Bring me his skull. Do this, and you may again leash me like a dog. Oh. Okay. This is very curious. What a bizarre... This game is really something so far. So my assumption is that that's a condition monitor up at the top of the screen. And like we could probably crash the boat here. So there are 2 interaction points. Let's go to the one that wasn't obvious with the initial way they set the screen up, because I'm very curious. How... Yep. Oh, interesting. In a long time I've seen anyone down this bayou, and they all too frightened anymore. Biggest alligator ever to hunt this lake. She makes her den just across the way. She took my child from me. I buried him where I found him, near where she stay. I visit that site daily, hoping I might catch her, but she know better than to show her face. We're one to cut out that big skull of hers. That'd be something worth bragging on. Be a roadside marvel. There'd be money to make. I see that rifle you holding. What you say? I don't want to do it. I want to go through with the deal as it was made. But I am wondering if agreeing to the deal might be a good way to sort of like create a trap here. I'm just going to bail without answering. That's what I say. I want to go around to this. So the boat turns really sharply. It should, in theory, be possible quite easily to make it through here without taking damage. To basically do anything without taking damage, as long as you're quick on the button. An alligator hangs dead from a meat hook fastened to the limb of a cypress tree. Well, that is, in fact, what we were told to expect. So is this other speaking point the gator? Hello, fisher fool. You've trolled this bayou for many nights. Here I am, the one you're trying to find. My child hangs dead across the lake. Bring me the head of the shrimp-catching man, the one who captures the small ones. Peel the flesh from his skull. Do this, and I'll be your dog again. It's sort of interesting. I wonder if I'd be so inclined to just trust the gator if the gator had not been the first character introduced, right? If we hadn't been led into this story by that point of view. A solitary egret stands in the rush, undisturbed by the boat's wake. Okay, I am not going to destroy the boat. I mean, I guess that's one way that this story could end, though, right? We're just playing out the story that's being enacted in the play. And maybe the fool does, in fact, just crash his boat and die horribly in the swamp while caught in the machinations of this gator. A hand-painted cross and votive candles hide in the rushes along the bank. A bone-white oak tree towers above the display with a plaque nailed to its trunk. It reads, "Monster that took you, promise I'll find. Your daddy, he love you. Rest easy, child." A small assortment of sentimental objects are piled at the foot of the cross. I mean, as long as I don't take anything, I'm gonna admit, my curiosity is... Also, this is all fictional. I mean, like, doubly, you know what I mean. I'm gonna sift through the objects. I hope this isn't too disrespectful. A journal, too waterlogged to read. A set of playing cards, small figurines, a cell phone case. You slide the case into your pocket. Why? Why would I do that? I actually you guys can't see it, but I actually just got an achievement called Gator Case. So maybe I've unlocked a new phone case for Catherine. That's kind of goofy. Here, we're going to go around. So yeah, it's... I mean, I guess the gators started it, right? Gosh. Hold on. I'm just going to explore a little bit and give myself a moment to think. Because I'm not really sure what I want to do. Okay, no, there is something over here. 3 crows watch from the power line that runs along the bank. Oh. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the gator's got a right to be cross, but so does he. It does just, like, in a way... We know this is an intelligent enough gator to plan and stuff. There's definitely an element to this, which is, like... It feels like the gator's just doing what comes natural, and, like, it's the human's fault. Should a human get eaten by a gator? But if a human kills a gator, that's the human's fault as well. And maybe that's not fair, given the obvious intellect and intent of this creature. Huh. It's just a whole lot of death. I should not want to keep the gator as a dog. That's certainly something. I think I'm gonna agree. I'm like legitimately really torn on what to do here. It does feel a little bit also like agreeing to this deal is like a double cross. Like I sort of made a promise already. I made the promise already, and that does... They were watching a story that's being played out in a puppet show. That feels more like the thing that happens in a fable to me. I'm gonna kill this shrimper. Alright, well, we have liberated a skull here. You reckon the odds are this gator's just gonna eat us? Like, higher than 50%, right? Again, though, that just feels like that feels like a story. You did my bidding, fisher fool, just like an obedient dog. Each day you held me captive, my patience drained. You'll not humiliate me again. Consider this your last mistake. Yeah. Like, I think I kind of like that as a story. Curious thing to do a one-person puppet show about, though. I relished the horror that struck the fisher fool's eyes. I first took one limb, but left him alive. I made him crawl like a dog before he died. Yeah, I don't know. I liked that as a story, personally. How's the crowd taking it? The crowd is discussing the show. Okay, and not in a way that I can interact with. Well then. Guy from the puppet show. Guess he followed my food recommendation. How's he feeling about that? Hey, this is pretty tasty. Thanks for the rec. I might get another one. Just wait for it, pal. Hope you know where to find a bathroom around here. That Santa got real sinister. Hi, hey. Thanks for sending some business my way. Yeah, no problem. But we had a deal. Deal? You're supposed to show me the knock. Oh, well, sorry. Rosie would be upset. Are you kidding? I sent you business. Show me the knock. That was the deal. I kind of wonder if we chose the outcome of what would happen here by setting the outcome of the play, you know? Because there's a definite thread of similarity. Well, okay, but I'll only show you once. Okay, never mind. He did come through. So here, listen, I guess we don't know that yet. Hold on. Seems like he's coming through. That was just, you just knocked 4 times. That was the secret knock? Very secret. That's how everyone knocks. Exactly, who would suspect it? Okay, so we did get taken for a ride a little bit, but you know, I'm not the one who's out $14 and my stomach lining. And Catherine knocks on the door and hears the subtle sound of its unlocking. Hey, it's Crouton. Well, that's awfully curious. This cat looks familiar. Don't touch the ball. Suppose you think you can come in here with your soft little hands and touch on my magic ball. It don't work like that, love. Now I gotta clean off the smudges. I see you've been eating French fries, greasy hands. Nasty. You must be one of them super duck people. Always coming around here looking down at these cell phones. Greasy hands. Terrible. Well, the app said I should come here. The app. Yes, ma'am. Something not right about you. You a drughead. I'm sorry, is this the right place? Yeah, it is, Butterhands, it is. Just calm down, love. You made it. Dallas will tell you what's what. You go talk to Dallas. I called him when I heard you trying to break into the place. Hell of a racket you were making. Jiggling on the handle like you couldn't get hold of it. Now I see why. Dallas will be right out front. I don't got time to be babysitting you now that I gotta clean up all this. Stains all over my ball. You even check your shoes before you came in? Clean is probably not. They're probably not clean. My shoes are covered in dog shit. Go, bitch. Get out of my shop, little pothead. And one last thing. That gemstone you got hanging from your neck. That thing ain't real. I know. Trashy. Well, I'm not going right away. I'm gonna look at stuff. Mass-produced novelty voodoo dolls and tribal figurines clutter the display case. Novelty New Orleans-themed t-shirts line the back wall. What are these? Plastic simulacra of ceremonial masks hang on the wall. So it's just kind of a cheap knick-knack shop, huh? An overpriced selection of travel guides, cookbooks, and haunted histories of New Orleans fills the shelf. Place is a real tourist trap. An odd jumble of Mardi Gras beads and other trinkets spills from the table. So yeah, that's basically the deal here. And for some reason, Crouton, who Catherine recognizes, which is interesting. Dallas, huh? Guessing you're Catherine? That's right. His voice, I think it's just the way that they make some characters sound. His voice almost sounds kind of electrical as well. Rosie debriefed you? I don't know if that's what I'd call it, but sure. She can be kind of... He casts his gaze into the sky and then back to Catherine. Never mind. Quack Job should have a ticket with the information we need. There's no reason to stand around. Hey, what exactly is Super Duck? It's a way of making money. Right, but... it's an intelligence of some kind. I don't know its purpose, don't know why it exists, none of that. Look, there are nodes all across the region, points where you can speak with Super Duck directly. These are all things Rosie should have filled you in on. I'm not surprised she didn't. What's Rosie got to do with any of this? There are a dozen or so rendezvous points in addition to the nodes. Rosie's shop is one of them. She must be making good money offering her place to the network. Probably the only reason she keeps it going. I doubt she's sold merchandise in years. Locks the doors to discourage customers. Guess you could call it a front. How long have you been using this, the Quack Job app? I've been doing this since before there was an app. But Super says use the app, I'll use the app. Makes no difference to me. I guess I'm ready. Yeah, me too. Check the app and let's get moving. Okay, so it feels like we've gotten into something. A little bit strange, perhaps. And I think this, sadly, is where I'm going to have to leave it for today. I am somewhat surprised to have sort of like a second timeline that we are aware of. I guess I kind of assumed that the game was going to be, from the little bit that I'd read about it, I assumed that the game was going to be a little bit more of like us solving the mystery of our mother's life, but obviously there's a lot less solving to do if we get to see a bunch of it firsthand. Anyway, that's going to be it for us for today, and when you come back next time tomorrow, I guess we're going to learn an awful lot more about this Super Duck character and exactly what on earth it wants from us. And we'll see you then.